Good day, everybody. Thank you for jumping into this video. My name is Eric Leyland, and if this is the first time that you're into this newsletter and jumped onto these videos, I talk everything digital advertising, working with clients to help manage their online marketing footprints in a lot of different areas. And today, as you can see from the screen, I received this email this week, and it speaks to some of the stuff that's going on within the industry when it comes to advertising in our market. So as you can see, this is from the IAB. If you're not familiar with the IAB, they are the largest overseer of digital advertising in general, and they're specifically looking at this year's growth and projecting out the U.S. ad dollar spend for 2026. And what they've actually done is reforecasted, and you can see that initially it was around in the high sevens, but now they're expecting it to be closing in on 10% growth year over year. So really exciting stuff from my perspective, because it talks about the economy and the health, and it really just again speaks to where we're at, in this time period. And I think that the important thing to kind of talk about is when you look at these comparisons from last year to this year, we know that there's been, economic challenges that, are impacting a lot of places, a lot of people, a lot of segments. But it's starting to rebound and see, the silver lining. So we're getting to that point now that things are starting to, break free. The economy is starting to do better in a lot of different capacities. Gas prices are going down, so things are starting to move. And as we see here, the economists and the people that are at IAB are starting to see, those advertising dollars start to pump into these different environments. I've seen it myself. A lot of clients that I've helped out with, are launching campaigns. We're getting ready. There's growth in a lot of the clients that I'm helping to manage. And we're seeing the results of that too. A lot of good things are happening with the campaigns that we're running. So I wanted to bring this to light because when you look at this, there's a lot of things that are going on this year. So the Olympics are one. So it's, again, a lot of focus of our country and the world is going to be around the Olympics that are coming. It's also in America. If you're outside America, you may not know this, but we have our celebration this year. It's a 250 celebration where, again, we're hitting that 250-year marker within the country. So there's a lot of noise that's around that's going to be able to be piggybacked on. And also, when you look at FIFA is coming to America, and there's a lot of people that are interested in, again, piggybacking that advertising. So just a lot of great things that people have the ability to really just piggyback their marketing and connect their brands, to these events, whether it's the Olympics or the America 250 or FIFA. There's a lot of great energy that's out there that can project to a lot of these growth. So I also wanted to touch base on where a lot of these dollars are being invested in and where they're coming out of. So I work obviously in the digital marketing landscape. So a lot of this speaks to my heart because obviously I help my clients in a lot of these different areas. So when you look at this, this chart is, I'm going to highlight the negative first and then go into the positive. But you can see, if you're sitting in the traditional marketing, linear TV realm, I'd be very concerned, right? Because at the end of the day, these dollars have been migrating year after year after year. Again, I've been in the digital advertising world for about 20 years, and I came from radio. And 20 years ago, we were sitting in internal meetings and we were talking about it. So at the end of the day, it's still happening. Those dollars are still migrating to digital, out of radio, TV, direct mail. Linear TV is pretty much dead at this time. But if the overall dollars are improving or increasing, where are they going, right? So we can see here that connected TV and social media are definitely windfall areas. There's more and more dollars being spent in those environments. Podcasting is an environment that's doing well. Paid search, which I thought was interesting, is actually going to see a decline. I think there's a lot of factors, and I've talked a little bit about this. Cost per clicks are up. Paid search is one of those areas where we're starting to see a diminishing return in it, and advertising dollars are things that, again, are going to be challenged as we get into the AI conversation. So as we see people doing different searches, they're kind of getting parceled out. So we're seeing more searches happening in AI, and they're more question based, right? For those of us that have used it, right, the types of questions that you're using on AI are very very different than what we use in Google now. But again, it's there's no paid right now. There's no paid environment within these AI searches. It's coming, and it's actually getting tested out right now. So, but ultimately, paid search is still an important area. Digital out of home. This is an area that I help support, and I'm seeing it more of the clients that I help manage their media campaigns. We're seeing more dollars invested in digital out of home as it's becoming more available and readily available to the masses. So for those clients that are taking dollars out of your traditional, especially if they're doing straight out of home, we can tie those dollars into digital out of home and have a better experience, a more rapid experience in a lot of different areas, and be able to tie it into all the other things that you're doing from a digital marketing perspective. So really just good information here to understand that if you're in this, again, and I still have clients that are launching their campaigns for 26, if you're in this environment and you've been thinking about migrating to these areas, this is where your competition is at, right? One of the things I really wanted to portray in this video is understanding that other companies are out there being aggressive in these areas. If you want to keep up with the Joneses, or if you want to get ahead of the Joneses, you have to make smart allocation of your dollars and resources, right? I've talked about this in the past. You want to make sure that you're reinvesting that annual revenue back into your dollars and marketing. And so here's a good channel by channel breakdown of where you should be investing those. Now, not every company is going to be doing connected TV. Not every company is set up to do podcasting. I think everybody should be doing paid search on some level. Digital out of home is not appropriate for everybody. But, again, my job and how I help is figuring out what's the right media mix so we can make sure that you're aligned in these areas, connecting with people, and making sure that you're competitive, right? If there's increasing dollars flowing into these areas and you're not doing it, you're going to get left behind. And advertising is always about building that future pipeline, that future ability to connect with advertisers to the customer base. And so if you're not in these environments, please reach out to me and we can discuss how to allocate your dollars into this smartly and make sure that you're making an impact. So as AIB has talked about, there's going to be a surge in advertising dollars in here. Don't get left behind, right? Make sure that you have a plan, make sure that you're executing a plan, and then make sure that you're monitoring those plans. So that's what I get to do. If you've sat through this and you found this interesting and you want to discuss your plans for 26 and just get an evaluation of where you're at and where you can go, please feel free to email me, connect with me, and I can go through what you're doing now, and we can make plans to make sure that in these different areas of social media and connected TV and search engine marketing and digital out of home, that these are all areas that you have the ability to make an impact. And that's what advertising is all about, making an impact where you're at to those that could use your services or buy your products. So thank you again for the time, and I wish you a blessed day.